Why does your voice get so high?
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Talk You Walk podcast. I'm your host, Austin Lipkin. With me, as always, are my two co-hosts.
It's your boy, Noah.
God,
Wilbur.
why do you have to? All right, you, George,
It must be the Coke.
Must be the Coke. Maybe it's mainly.
I meant the Coca-Cola.
Oh, sure you did. All right, can you introduce yourself, man? Come on.
I'm sorry, you guys are still talking. What it do? It's George.
And today we are joined by our guest, Max from Fit Kit Foods. We finally got him here in studio after having him sponsor one of our first episodes with Josephus Lyle, who's a professional track runner. Fit Kit Foods has been a part of Gainesville for about, I'd say, 6 months now.
Yeah, I'd say about 6 months.
6
man.
months?
Yeah.
Cool, man. And so what Fit Kit Foods is that in our knowledge, it's a catering company. Well, not a catering company. That's the wrong way to put it in my brain. It's a personal food service for people that meals on the go, prep meals, anything along those lines. If you're an athlete, if you're a working, family, you don't have time to cook. These are healthy meals for you. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you so you can better explain it so I don't botch it anymore.
Yeah, so the way I describe what I do with Fit Kit Foods is that I say that we're a meal prep and free delivery service. So any orders you make, I come through, make it myself, I deliver it myself. Everything from A to Z goes through me, even social media and everything.
That rhymed.
and these aren't shit meals either.
These are great.
Oh, no, they're legit.
Yeah,
they're legit
dinners.
straight up.
Yeah, I do a full restaurant style menu, different options, and I do preps for people throughout the week, or I deliver for people for lunch, whatever, hot fresh meals, nothing frozen, nothing subscription based, just order as you go kind of basis. I do free delivery as well, so
Oh, man, I'm
it's
already
awesome.
hungry. I'm hungry
Dude,
thinking
if you
about it.
if you ever get super big and you're able to sponsor people, I would love to have you sponsor us. And just every podcast, we
Just start out.
we
just
eat
Fit
every
Kit
podcast
Foods,
we
Oh,
start
man.
with
hell
a
yeah.
meal. That would
Hell
be
yeah, man.
amazing.
Dude, okay,
Yeah.
well, so let's actually get off of Fit Kit Foods for just a minute. I want to focus on you and your background.
Awesome, dude.
So I want to focus on you as a person. You live here in Gainesville. You're a student. I know that you're applying to colleges right now. Any word on that?
Yeah, I finished Santa Fe College with my AA, and I applied everywhere across Florida, to do the transfer, and I got accepted everywhere that I applied to. I'm just waiting.
So you,
He actually had me. I was like, oh, all right, cool.
I'm just waiting on
so you
UF.
smart. Okay.
I try. I'm not saying I'm smart, but
All right,
I
listen,
try.
you run a company. You're clearly smart. Okay.
Thank you.
Come on, man. So
No, you're making me blush. Off.
so you're just waiting to get under UF because that's the one that you're going for.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to hear back from UF. I'm transferring in as an accounting major.
Wow.
So the accounting majors hear back at late May or early June. So when school starts in August and you hear back in late May or early June, all the apartments are almost taken. So I'm kind of scrambling to look for apartments, see what happens. See if I get accepted or not, and if I don't, then obviously go to plan B.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. Hopefully, sit there and pray, and
UF,
it's in God's hands. So.
yeah, dude. UF specifically because of your family lives here and connections here, or because
UF is the third best accounting school in the country, and one of the top
Wow.
5 or something in the
Wow.
world. For accounting for the degree I'm doing. Plus, UF's badass, man. I've been here. I was at Santa Fe. I love the town. The people are great. I'm not really a Miami person. I'm not really an Orlando person.
too much going on.
Yeah, it's a little bit too heavy for me.
Yeah.
There's a reason why during the summer and winter months the town is dead.
See,
Very true.
right now,
So nice.
the traffic's
dude.
better. Going to
Oh my
stores,
gosh.
you've gone out to a restaurant. It's so weird. There's a Bento's located right down the street
Yeah,
from us.
yeah.
That place during the school year, it'd be your line practically out
Yeah,
the door.
no,
Right.
line
I
every
went
single
there.
night.
I went there to
practically
go
out the
get
door.
sushi the other day, and I went in. There was 2 people in there. I was like, "Oh my god,
Man,
this
I'm
is so
chilling.
amazing."
I can speed on the road
Yeah,
and everything,
it's so
man. I
nice.
get those orders in quick
Yeah.
now. Since
You
there's no
can
traffic.
get somewhere in less than 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh my god,
amazing.
I know. Yeah,
amazing.
it's awesome, man.
Well, with Fit Kit Foods, man, you built this thing from the ground up, but you're wanting to go to school for accounting. I'm sure that's got to play an integral role into having a business, owning a business. You've got to be learning important things that have helped you build this from the ground up.
Yeah, I would say I've always been interested in entrepreneurship. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I've always been interested in business. I've always ran little businesses growing up. I've always done little hustles. And going to school, my parents pretty much, made me go to school and stuff. Every kid goes to school.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, what degree could help me with my entrepreneurship ventures. And honestly, accounting is probably one of the best degrees you could be in ever. And it's
Just because it's so versatile? Or?
Yeah, it's a language of money. If you know accounting, you know money, you know how money works, you know how taxes work, all that good stuff. And that plays a vital role in any business. So you see a lot of accountants go and they work as an accountant for, a couple years just to get their money up, and then they go start their own business. And because they know the ins and outs of money, the right taxes, how to do their LLC properly, then they have just that much more likelihood of succeeding in their own business. So going into college, I was like, man, business is hard enough, so like you need to be able to save as much money as you can, and you need to be able to have as much knowledge as you can to go in there guns blazing, because if you do, if you start like a sandwich shop and you don't know the first thing about bookkeeping or accounting or how to do your taxes, man, and you pay people a lot of money to do that, and that's all their money. It's flying out the door, and those first couple years in business can be really hard. So knowing how to do that yourself will save you so much.
I think the whole principle of just knowing every part of your business.
Oh my god!
Just having
no one can screw
having
you.
a finger.
Oh yeah.
In every part.
And it's not being a master. It's knowing a little about a lot that matters.
Yeah.
Because okay, this guy. Because you can go to a CPA who's a really professional accountant, and you can go and be like, okay, like this guy is offering a legitimate service, or that this guy's kind of screwing me over, and you kind of get the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, master of none, better than master of one.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting that you say that, because it's from the sounds of it, you're in the ideal town that you want to go to for school, but also with how Gainesville's going right now, you kind of seem to be in the ideal place to start a business.
Oh my God, man, Gainesville's amazing, and,
Yeah.
and I think that, like, in my opinion, at our age, in the 20s, everybody should do their own side hustle. Everybody should at least
Take
try
those
their
risks.
own business.
Yeah.
Because listen, man, like we don't have kids, we don't have a mortgage. You can
Bro.
afford to do like a low capital investment and do a small little business, nothing crazy, and not open, some huge store or anything, but you can afford to take these little risks. And it's not even about the money. It's about the education experience you get. Dude, like the stuff I've learned in the past 6 months doing this, you literally can't learn anywhere in school, like ever. It's experience that matters. It's the relationships you've formed.
It's arguably the most important type of experience, which is physical experience.
Exactly. And you get
like there's no better experience about how to do a business
yourself.
than starting a business.
Exactly.
And then having it fail to be
Yeah,
like,
man.
okay, well, what can I do next?
Yeah, and people go to school for business, quote unquote. Oh, I go to school for business, and that's like I respect anybody that goes to college, but if you want to go to school for business, start a business.
Yeah.
I'm going to school for accounting, which is like a whole different thing, but I see so many people going to school for business, but they're not starting. And I'm like, man, just start your own business. You can do it, man. Like the internet.
Apply what you learn.
Exactly. With the internet, with social media, you can literally do anything. And I've experienced that firsthand. And like the main thing that this whole project has taught me is just how much opportunity there is in the world, man. There's literally with the phone and with social media and with Facebook ads, you can literally like do anything. And if you think about it, man, right now is the easiest time to start a business now in human history. It costs the least.
That's all right. Sorry.
He's not going to school for English.
I know, right?
He's going to school for accounting, not English.
Not English.
It costs the least to do. It's easier than ever with how you can reach people. It's the easiest to start a business right now in human history. But it's the smallest amount of people doing it.
Yeah.
Because everybody our age is trained from, kind of society and stuff. You go to school to get a job, and nobody's taking those risks. And this is the time to do it, man, because the playing field's wide open. You can literally do anything and market yourself online and get out there and go after it, and try and fail and learn from your mistakes and go on, and it's that trial and error that literally, like, the lessons you learn now in your 20s will make you money in your 30s, 40s, 50s.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
That even that loss of money can teach you
Oh
lessons,
my God,
valuable
yeah,
lessons.
man.
But dude, I think you're in a unique position yourself, because I like what you said. There are a lot of people that start up businesses, and I wouldn't say that it's necessarily bad to do this, but a lot of people go into business and they go 110%. And what you see themselves do is they throw their lives and their finances and all these risks into something that they don't even know has proven data to show if it's going to work or not. So Gainesville, just like it's been a place that a lot of businesses have popped off and a lot of people have, been successful here, there have also been a lot lot of people here that have failed, and you see places disappear within a year.
Yeah, well, that's because I think what you said about going 110%, you got to go 110% on any
regardless.
Yeah, effort-wise, yes.
Yes.
But there is a degree of having enough common sense to be, okay, I can have enough reserves to cover my rent.
Yeah.
Because, if doesn't make an...
It's like playing poker.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
That's also something that Stephen Corson said.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
he suggested that you have 6 months rent.
Or
Six,
do this,
yeah.
man, with side businesses, with internet businesses, or flea markets, farm, any of these side things, man, you can yeah, exactly. I mean, you can work a normal job and do a business as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to school and do this business.
I have 2 jobs.
It literally, like, you can sell stuff on the internet. You can do people when you think, when people think business, like, oh, I gotta open up a store or a restaurant, and I gotta sink 100% of my money into this, and it doesn't have to be like that, man. Maybe
Not yet.
20 years ago, 30 years ago, but dude, now, like, you can literally kind of put yourself out there on Instagram and run Facebook ads.
Hustle to fund your dream.
Exactly, man. And it's doing these, they're called low capital investments. It's doing these small amounts of money that you can kind of pick at and do these little side hustles that you can just learn so much from, because the principles of entrepreneurship and business are across the board the same. You know what I mean? Like the way Apple handles their customer service is going to be the same way, Larry's Subs handles their customers.
There's
certain
certain staples that are like standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what makes you stand out compared to other people? Because, like, anybody can do the normal daily routine of, oh, I have the side hustle that I want to do, and it's going to match up to whichever, blah, 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 blah. But what's making you stand out?
Honestly,
what's making you grow?
Because Fit Kit Foods has blown up.
Oh, dude, it's doing great, man. Yeah, it's literally like a full-time job for me, man.
Yeah.
I have 2 answers to that question, Noah. One, just doing a business, you're going to stand out, because, like, nobody does it. Like, especially our age. Nobody in their 20s is doing a business.
That's what we've seen with this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, or our podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
you guys are just doing your own thing is standing out.
Yeah.
Like, that's why the playing field is literally wide open.
And
so, like, just starting something is like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
It sets you above.
Yeah, and dude, like, you don't have to be the only person that does your thing. You don't have to hit a home run and be the only meal prep service. There's like 2 or 3 meal prep services in Gainesville. I do great. It's not, you don't have to hit a home run.
Everyone can share.
Yeah, dude, like, there's so much opportunity and money out there in this economy. Like, you can hit singles. I'm a baseball guy. You can hit singles and doubles and still be fine. You don't got to hit a home run. You don't got to hit I'm a solo. Like, I own a monopoly kind of thing.
You know what I love about you is that we talked about this off camera, is that kind of to go along with what you just said, it's not about having a competition. If you can bring other smaller people up with you, why not?
Yeah.
If you can build a community of people that are all doing the same thing as you, that only betters yourself.
Dude,
So there's other people here in Gainesville that are doing podcasts. I want to reach out to you guys right now, literally during this episode. If you see this and you're watching this, reach out to us, because we want to work with you. And if you want to work with us, don't be shy of that.
Yeah.
That's not only how we grow, but that's how you grow. So that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know what it's like at, like, the huge corporate level, obviously, about with competition.
And that's different.
But here, man, we're all small fish, man, and there's so much money out there and just opportunity. Like, people can come to. I've collabed with so many people, and like, I've only gotten positive experiences from it. It's not like, oh, like, this dude screwed. It's not, dude. And, like, the majority of people are good people. The majority of people that do their own projects like this are good people. You're not gonna just.
It's hard to find anybody that's doing something right now from the ground up that's going to come across as like a complete dick or doesn't know what they're doing.
Well, dude, you're going to get screwed because like, people don't like you. You know what I mean? And, like, what I've found is the coolest thing that I've learned is that in business now, like, you don't really even have to pay for advertising, man. You might do Facebook ads. I don't do Facebook ads, but I literally don't pay for any of my advertising. My advertising is me doing Instagram posts.
Word of mouth.
But how I spread the word and how it spreads organically is that you provide such a good service to the customer, and your product is good, your service is good. You know, you try to be a nice person, make conversation with them, and then they're like, damn, that was awesome. And they take a picture of the product, they post it on their Instagram story, and they tag you.
Yeah.
And then literally, what a kid, you know, kids, it's very normal for someone to have 1,000 followers on Instagram.
It's
500,
extremely normal. Yeah.
500,000, you know, and like all those people see their Instagram story. That's literally what advertising is. And,
Right.
and dude, like 10 years ago, shit, even 5 years ago, you had to pay for that. And you literally don't, it's free. It's crazy.
And it's better to, in my opinion, it's better to just do word of mouth, because the people who see the paid advertising or whatever, it's not, I don't really care.
Isn't that weird? Like I've seen that multiple times where, like, and I'm not talking about big giant companies because that's a normal thing, but even for like local places, I'll see a sign, they're on a bus or something like that, and instantaneously in my head I'm like, nah.
Well, dude,
like, I don't know why that is.
Okay, well, you know why that is because we've been trained and we've been shoved. It's been shoved down our throats of advertising, commercials, billboard, and dude, like we're numb to it.
Yeah.
And
I want to say this, but I'll probably be wrong. I think I heard somewhere where like you know what the click percentage is on for ads like that? It's 5%.
Yeah, there was something about like the cookies that you find on the internet about like insurance and stuff like that, where if it comes to like prop up on your site that you're looking at, or they're trying to advertise something like you, I can't tell you how many times I've just exited out of something because I don't want to look at it.
That's like a real fear that a lot of people have, especially with the up and coming the large corporate that is AI.
Yeah.
People are scared that, you know, someday, because an ad that you're going to get that's tailored specifically for you was always made by a person, like a human.
Right.
But there could be a complete video ad that was fabricated because an AI looked at you and went, I know how to make an advertisement for that person specifically.
Right.
And they've made it from scratch using. You see those challenges on YouTube where it's people going online and they go onto a website and it shows the website shows them two pictures of human faces, and one was made. One is a person that doesn't exist that an AI made, and
really?
the other one is a picture of a real person.
That's crazy.
And they try and pick them out like it's like 6 times out of 10 they don't get it right.
I draw stick figures at best.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's scary.
But yeah, man, I think with the whole, I don't know anything. Facebook ads are awesome. I have a lot of friends that do Facebook ads. They do really well on them. I don't run Facebook ads, but the whole like commercials, billboard, dude, that's a thing of like the past. And like I read a lot of entrepreneurship books, and like that's what a lot of people are saying on podcasts, and like because it costs so much damn money and you don't get a return from it.
No,
dude, companies spend millions of dollars on Super Bowl ads every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so when
one slot is literally tens of millions of dollars.
Okay, so listen, when you guys were watching the Super Bowl and Dorito or Budweiser or whatever put their thing on, did that make you buy more Budweiser?
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
You're talking to somebody that doesn't watch sports, period. No, I was watching the Super Bowl, and I'll say,
you watching because you're funny, but it's not like, oh, damn, I'm going to go do that.
That's the only good thing that comes out of them, is that some of them are more creative than normal.
But we live in an economy now that's value driven, and where feedback is instantaneous, where you can go and comment on somebody's on a business's Instagram and say, I like this, or you can go on Yelp and be like, oh, this company's trash.
Where a company's stock, quite literally $1 trillion company's $1 trillion? No, billion.
What company are you talking about?
Apple. What did a company hit $1 trillion worth of?
I think so.
Microsoft and Apple hit $1 trillion at one point. We're literally $1 trillion companies. Their stocks are affected because they post a video on YouTube that had something in it, and the populace didn't like it.
Same thing with
Nike. And the investors got scared.
Dude, so listen, it's a reverse thing now. So before pre-social media, pre-internet, it was the company forcing this stuff down people's throats, and it was kind of like the company was in command of the people in the ads, and there was no feedback.
Yeah.
Now with instantaneous feedback and with social media, people can respond immediately. People can write reviews immediately. People can tell their friends on Yelp or on whatever platform immediately. So it's flipped where the business is not the slave, but the business works for
the people.
The people.
Yeah.
And you got to be good to survive.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have a shitty product, if you're bad, dude, pre-internet, you could go on TV and say, oh, these Air Jordans will make you jump 6 feet.
Yeah. You would never know.
People can believe it, and then when they don't jump 6 feet, they don't really have anybody.
Yeah,
they don't really have any way to
say
say
it.
it.
Yeah.
But now,
Except for their 4 friends in their
exactly.
neighborhood.
But so now, and when you
Except they've
when
already
you gonna
also
go,
bought them.
yeah, when you gonna go to your 4 friends, back, man, these
shoes suck.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna talk about that, you know. You're gonna talk about whatever. But like now, if you get a false advertised product or a bad product or have a bad experience, you immediately go on Yelp and be like, man, this is bad.
You will
you
be-
can
you will be
DM
put
them,
out
or
of
you can do it.
business.
And
We
like,
have Facebook groups that are literally
Dude.
dedicated to calling out bad businesses. Believe
yeah,
it or not.
and
We're
there's,
talking-
there's
in Gainesville.
review group,
Yeah.
and it's insane. And now these companies, it's literally switching. We're in a brand new value-driven economy, and it's really hard for these huge brands that have been around forever to understand that. The small dudes who are killing it, no, you know, these small brands that are. I'm not talking like my small. I'm talking small, like a small business does like sub $500 million
Right.
a year.
Yeah.
These places have their social media right. They're interacting with their messaging back, and that's why they're doing so well. But if you see these huge corporations, and if like Pepsi and all these people, dude, like their stock percentages are kind of slowly going down because they're not interacting with people on social media. They're not putting out. They're kind of doing what they did 50 years ago because it worked 50 years ago. You know,
And we're talking about the pros of it, but there is another side to it, the cons of the outrage culture and how people
cancel culture.
Yeah, cancel
Yeah.
culture. So there are pros and cons to the fact that the internet is so effective at word of mouth, because word of mouth is the same way in the opposite direction.
It's a force. Like it's not good or bad. It just is. And
Yeah,
like,
it just
it
is.
can
That's a
either
good way to put it,
either like propel you forward, which I've experienced that, and it's been amazing, or it can destroy you in a second.
The bad thing is misinformation can be spread just as fast.
But dude, that's why you got to be on top of your game. Though.
Let's say you have the wrong customer, and somehow, some way, the food ends up being either disgusting or spoiled or something like that, and you just have the wrong customer that feels like they're going to go around to anybody and everybody they know that is with you at Fit.
Yeah, but at the
they
same
can tear you down.
At the same time, if your product and what you're selling is genuine, then
those people will back you up.
Those people are
dude.
going to back you up. Anyway.
And also a good thing about that, upset customers are your biggest opportunity. You know why? It's because upset customers who are vocalizing they're upset, what they're telling you is that they're not afraid to be vocal. They're not afraid to speak out.
Yeah.
Right. So if you put 110% into that person to make that situation right, to say, hey, I'm sorry, what can I do, blah blah blah, to make it right, dude, you flipped it, and now you have
110%.
Now you have a person who will be your best advocate for you.
Yeah.
You know, so
it goes from a controversy that has the potential to ruin you to free advertising.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like you have people, it's insane, man. I love it because it makes businesses have to be honest, and it puts everyone on a level playing field.
Yeah.
It's not that, oh man, like I'm broke, I don't have an advertising budget, so I'm not gonna make money, and the person over there has a lot of money, so they can advertise, and it's not like that anymore. It's who has the best product, who has the best service, and it makes us as entrepreneurs, as business owners, work the hardest to put that out there.
I honestly feel like there's no excuse to say something like that, where you're like, I don't have the money to advertise, I don't have the money to build something.
Yeah,
I didn't have any money,
there are
man.
ways out
I
there.
have no money.
Yeah. So how are you claiming your stake in or staking your claim in that sense for your business? Like, do you have a way where you put yourself out there for like to just exude authenticity for your customers?
Yeah, it's providing the best service possible. And when you go to if I go to you, I'm, hey, George, like, here's the meal, and it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
I always do a handwritten thank you card. I make conversation with you. I notice you're wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt or something. So I'm like, oh man, you like Guns N' Roses? Me too. Oh man, like I like this song. You become a friend. And what are you going to do? You take a picture of it and post it on your Instagram story. Then you have all your friends see it.
Yeah.
That's how, that didn't cost me anything. All I had to do was be a good person, and that's why being a good person and providing value is is how you do well. It's not having a lot of money can help you a lot, but man, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have a bad service or if you are a bad person, you don't know how to treat people right, you're going down, man.
So let's talk more about that then. So like the upfront value of what you're providing. So for one, something that I realized, and this is something that like I realized for the podcast in general, providing our audience, your customers, whatever you got going on, providing those people with the upfront value is like the number one most important thing.
Oh yeah.
So what kind of upfront value are you doing with Fit Kid Foods?
Dude, you can do anything on any level to make anybody happy. So for number one is make sure you have a good product.
Yeah,
for sure. Always have to have a good product. You guys have an amazing product.
We're still working on that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, well, I will say this: we're still in the process of it. It's not perfected yet.
Dude, it's always a process.
Yes, exactly.
So having a good product, you cannot survive business if you don't have a good product. 2, being a good person, doing the right thing. These are really basic concepts that literally people overthink. Doing the right thing, man. Saying, how was your day? Hey, how's it going? Knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to interact with other human beings. Right. It sounds crazy because everyone's on their phone, and everybody our age, dude. But just looking someone in the eye and saying like thank you and shaking their hand and doing a handwritten thank you card, just good, being a good person.
The handwritten thank you cards. What are those?
Dude, it goes miles, dude, and like it costs me nothing and takes me 30 seconds. When was the last time you had a handwritten thank you card from anywhere you bought something from?
When was the last time? I've never had a handwritten thank you card from a place that I've bought.
So, dude,
straight up.
And I give a handwritten thank you card to every one of my customers. So when they read it and it's my hand, it's not printed, it's not typed, dude, it's real. And like that's showing I care. That's me putting myself, that's value. It doesn't cost you any money to be a good person. It doesn't cost you any money to work hard.
Yeah.
It's harder. It takes more effort, but that's how you go over the top, man. That's how you beat these people. Because when you go, these other places, I'm not just saying I'm just saying in any industry.
Yeah.
If you go to a different meal prepping company, are they going to go over the top on service? Probably not. They've been established. They're doing well. They've done well in the past. They're not going to go and talk to you for 10 minutes. They're not going to go and do the card. They're not going to go and remember remembering people's names is like key, being like, oh, hey, what's up? So-and-so. And you're like, oh shit, that guy remembers my name. How's it going? How's your dog doing? Or how's, and just anything.
Because you see these people on a weekly basis.
Yeah, man. And just showing people that you care, that's what providing value is, dude. Just having a good product, doing the right thing, working hard, and just being an honest person, honestly. Like it's hard. But it's simple, but it's very hard. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not complicated. It's not like
it's not rocket science.
Yeah. It's not like we got to spend X amount of money on advertising to get this much return, and then no, dude. It's literally like it's very simple. It's work hard, be a good person, have a good service, do the best you can, be honest,
be genuine as possible.
Be genuine, man.
Pretty much, man. It seems so simple, It
is simple.
It really, it
is simple, man. But it's hard. It's hard to go the extra mile.
Because sometimes you got the haters too, man.
Well, this could be construed in a bad way, but I mean it in a good way. It's in the day and age we live in. It can be hard. It can be hard to be a good person in certain scenarios. It can be hard to do the right thing. It can be hard.
It's always hard to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Doing the right thing is always the harder path.
Yeah.
But if you take the road less traveled, and you're gonna have more fruit from your fucking tree, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Because there's not a lot of people traveling on that same road.
Yeah, and like, it's either, oh man, I burnt this guy's food, and I could give it to him, or I'm just gonna remake it. It's gonna take me an extra little bit. It might cost me a little bit of money now, but what's gonna happen in the long run? Dude, that's another thing is seeing the lifetime. What I've really been trying to see is seeing the lifetime value or like long-term value of a customer instead of seeing their value right now. So if somebody makes a small order where I'm only making a little bit of money, obviously the bigger the order, the more money I make. But if someone makes a really small order where I only make a little bit of money, a lot of businesses would treat that person with less respect than they would the person who's making a bigger purchase.
Oh,
right?
so you're getting biblical on us now? Is that what's going on?
No. I don't know.
No. You're getting no. That whole principle of pretty much kind of like treating everybody like.
Well, let me finish.
Yeah.
So if you go to a car dealership and there's a dude buying a $5,000 used car versus a dude buying the $100,000 car, always it's common. You think it's common sense to really provide value for that dude doing a $100,000 car and give him everything. But man, the dude who's doing the $5,000 car, you don't know what his influence is. You don't know what his social media outreach is. You don't know who his friends are. And in this day and age where it's instant feedback, where it's instant communication, you have to give 100% to everybody. Yeah. And I've experienced that where I've experienced this multiple times where I've had a customer or customers who order a small meal or small order where I'm only making a little bit of money, and I go out there, but I still treat them well. I do everything perfect, and then they refer me to like their friends, and their friends, who would have never heard of me in the first place, make huge orders. Yeah. So it's like seeing the lifetime value of your customers and seeing what they can do for you. It puts everybody on the same playing field, because it's not the right thing to treat people on different levels. You got to treat everybody the same, man. Because we're all humans. Like, we all like being respected.
Well, what I love so much about Fit Kid Foods is that it's not just a meal prep company. It sounds to me, well, this goes for any great company. There's an idea behind that. There's a moral. There's a lesson. There's a driving movement behind every great company. And for you, what it stands out to be is kind of the theme that we've been talking about right now. And that's just being a good person. Yeah, man. And not just that, but being effective with your time, being an effective human being.
Providing that upfront value.
Providing that upfront value.
Being authentic.
Exactly.
Being authentic,
and I think
genuine.
For me, what this is for me is just practice, man. Like, I don't think I'll be doing this like super long term, or, but like I do this very seriously, because I know the education I'm getting and the stuff I'm learning from this and the experience is worth more than any amount of money I could ever make in my lifetime. Yeah. And doing this every day, dealing with people every day, learning these lessons every day is what is going to propel me forward in the future in whatever venture I do. And it's doing these things. This is all just practice for me. It is a business, and I love it. And but what this is mainly is a way to teach myself how to be a better person, how to provide more value, and learn these lessons that can make me effective and make me a lot of money in the future.
Let me ask you this: what's your underlying purpose in life? What do you think? What is that? It's not funny. It's not funny.
No, it's just like
what is a big topic?
Yeah, it is. But like, what is that? What is your mission statement for your life? What is that?
To fulfill my potential the best I can. And I don't think there is a point to where you say, okay, I've fulfilled my potential in money wise, relationship wise, all those things. But I think it's a constant progression of becoming a better version of yourself, of constantly trying to outdo yourself.
To what end?
There is no end, dude. If that's like, if you think there's an end, like, you got the game wrong, dude. Like, you can go to infinity. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just the amount of opportunity there is in this world, and the way we can connect with people, and the amount of money there is in this economy, you can literally do anything.
I feel like you can be content with still driving forward towards a bigger thing. Does that make sense? Like, yes. You can be content in your business, and you can, like, kind of what you're saying. Like, you can be content with the fact that Fit Kid Foods is blowing up right now. You're making money. You love what you're doing, but it could always be bigger.
Dude, you always got to go that next step.
Yeah.
Because listen, man, if you get content and stay where you're at,
that applies to everything.
Dude, yeah. If you get content and stay where you're at, the dude chasing you, who's more hungry than you, is gonna kill you, and you're gonna be demolished. Right. So the way you win is keep moving forward, and keep trying to be better. Keep trying to outdo yourself. It's the same thing as a gym. You don't go to the gym, you never see one dude. There's not one dude in the gym or woman who's like, I'm good at this weight, I'm just gonna stay here forever. That does not exist. It's always, man, I just bench press this weight, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're doing this weight for about a month or whatever.
Yeah.
go up 5
Let's
pounds.
move up.
Move up 5 pounds. A little scoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's even us as humans. It's always a natural progression. You know, and I think to answer your question, like, it's for me, it's to always take it to the next step and to go forward and not just do the normal status quo of like, you know, go to school, get a $50,000 a year job, have 2 kids or whatever, get divorced. Like, man, screw that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that doesn't mean that you can't find satisfaction in the levels that you get to.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing is the journey. The journey is like what's awesome, man. Like, you don't go to, you know, if you think about going on a vacation, say you go to Mexico. You guys ever been to Mexico?
Cosmo.
Okay, yeah. So we went to Mexico, right? Cozumel, Mexico. So all right. So when you do the trip, right? What you get, the experience you get from doing the trip, from the plane flight to the argument you had with your mom to seeing the cool stuff in Cozumel, like that, the journey of doing the trip is amazing, right? But when you come home and someone asks you, "Oh, how was Cozumel?" You're like, "Oh, it was pretty cool." You know, finishing it is not like the goal. The goal,
It's always bittersweet.
yeah, the goal is to give 100% in the journey while you're doing the trip, like while you're doing the journey. That's how you get fulfilled. You don't get fulfilled from doing the journey, and then afterwards you could be like, yeah, I did that. Like, you know, like people ask you, "Oh, how's your trip?" "Oh, it was cool, man. We did this." But what's really cool is like doing the journey and like experiencing it firsthand and giving 100%, giving 110%. You know, running hard. Yeah. You know, going out to kill, man. Like, it's awesome.
That's not just Fit Kid Foods, man. That's you.
It's everything. There's that principle can be said for a lot of things in life, with relationships, in business, in fitness. You know, there's a lot of parallels in fitness and in business. And if you go to the gym and if you work out, you're gonna learn a lot of lessons that can be applied directly to business.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I think change your life.
Oh yeah, I think the number one thing that I learned from going to the gym is patience. That helps you in business, you know, and any of these dudes who are like bodybuilders or who have been working out for 7 years and they look awesome, any of those guys can run a successful business, hands down, because they know patience. They know you have to do it every single day. It's a little bit every day, you know, and they've already done it once. It's just in one area of their life. Right. All they got to do is just translate that into selling a product, and they'll get the same result. But money, you know what I mean?
Trust in the process.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. And having, like, I heard the analogy, I read the analogy in a book that I was reading, but they said that, you know, becoming successful in business is like when you bake a cake. That cake has got to sit, man, for a hot minute. You can't put the ingredients together in a cake and then put it to 600 degrees and think it's gonna bake in 5 minutes. It's gonna turn out like crap, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta do like 350 or 400, but then do it for like 30 minutes. You know, time is probably like the biggest factor in success in all of these areas in your life, you know, and it's being patient enough to be like, okay, like, it is a process. I need to learn and fail and always be trying to move forward to that next level.
I agree.
Thank you for coming on, Max. Seriously.
I'm sorry. I keep laughing, but I keep every time you say something that's like, yeah, I keep out of the corner of my eye, all three of us at the same time go. Dude, it's been killing me. But
welcome to change.
I want to keep this trend going. We're gonna ask you a question real quick, and
let's hear it, big dog.
Yeah, let's. We're just gonna be doing generic questions until we actually can like get some questions from an audience member or something like that. But what I wanted to ask you is hard hitting question, right? What I wanted to ask you is, right now, if someone walked in that door, slammed a briefcase down on the table, flipped it around to you and turned and unlocked it, and it was $1 million inside that briefcase, and he said, "This is yours," what is the first thing that you would do with $1 million?
I'd hit up my Coke dealer. I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm just joking. I had to drop that on you guys.
God, I think that'll forever go down as my favorite answer.
Hey,
I'm just
honestly,
playing, bro. I'm just playing.
Hey.
I don't do that.
At least he's honest. No.
I'm just playing, bro. No, man, like $1 million? Hell, man, I'm getting that Lamborghini Huracan real quick, bro. Hell yeah. Challenger Hellcat.
That's hilarious.
I'm a big car guy, man.
Challenger Hellcat.
Hell
That's
yeah.
his dream car right there.
Hell
I
yeah.
love you.
Yeah, that's his dream car.
Yeah,
That's
you
my
like
dream-
the
that is
wide
my
body,
dream
the wide
car.
body,
No,
6-speed.
no.
You don't like the
I
wide
was gonna
body?
go with.
Come
I
on,
was gonna
bro.
go with either like a dark blue with the.
You don't like the wide body Hellcats?
They're nice. They're nice.
Bro, you
but-
can fit some 315
but
tires
my
on there.
Favorite,
Get some
my
grip.
favorite color is blue. Just a blue. I just
Blue,
I see some of them
yeah.
going. I see some of them
Oh,
going down the
yeah.
street, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is just the
Hell
best car
yeah.
ever, dude.
I don't know,
That's where it's at.
Everybody I talk to likes the wide body. You don't like the wide body? What do you think about the Demon?
Well, okay, so like I've
Fit Kit
So-
Food sponsored by Dodge.
So I'm gonna say something. I've always disliked having white cars. I've always disliked people that like prefer white cars.
No,
because,
wide. The wide
because-
body. I'm not saying white.
What?
I'm saying the wide body.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Not
I
white.
thought, I thought you were saying white this
No,
entire
no.
time.
I'm saying wide body. You know,
Hey,
that
man.
the Hellcat
Yes.
has a wide.
Yes.
The wide
Wow.
body. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Bro, those
Yes.
are so sexy,
Wow.
man. Those are so
Dude,
sexy.
I'm
I
sorry.
would
Because of
do.
a miscommunication.
I would
Yo,
do. I
that was
do
the
the
longest
Domingo,
form of
the orange
miscommunication I've
and
ever
black
experienced.
stripes. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big boy car right there.
Stop it.
Six
I'm
six
like-
speed.
I'm getting sweaty.
Dude, right? Why am I? Yeah, I was wondering, dude.
We could. Oh no.
Next-
This is-
because
this
you
is
guys
why
got
we
excited
need-
about
this
that
is why
Coke.
we
I
need,
did.
like- That's why we need to have girls on the podcast, is because we could talk about cars. Unfortunately,
Oh
for
man,
like
we
an
should
hour.
do that,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
We should talk about car- you guys in
honestly,
cars?
a little bit.
All
I'm,
right.
I'm a simple guy.
All right.
I'm a
Okay.
simple guy.
If
Me-
now's the time to plug anything that you would
Dude,
like to
dude, what do you want to plug?
Websites.
The FitKit
Instas.
Instagram is at FitKit. That's FITKIT Foods at FitKit Foods,
Okay.
and our website is fitkitfoods.com.
Awesome.
I used to
Yo.
think it was Fit Kid.
Where's the board?
Dude, I get a lot of people that say that. Yeah.
Dude, it broke.
Hey, links down below on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Apple Podcasts, it'll be in the description. This is the Talk Your Walk podcast. We're out.
What do you mean it broke?
That's
What?
awesome.
That's not an no.
On that note, we're ending on that note because that's hilarious with you doing that as we go out.